It's funny how I make a Bendy video then follow up with a Spyro video. He has been quite the talk of the town, right? Rumors have been swirling around for some time about an alleged new game in this franchise, and you would think that me, Vince Genix, would be bubbling with excitement over the possibility of this new game, right? Well, not really. I mean, I am excited, but let me just start from the top. Yes, of course I would be excited for a new Spyro game. It is my favorite franchise after all, but there have been some thoughts of mine in recent times, some that might be the supposed new Spyro game's detriment. You see, in debate, rumors could pretty much mean anything to people, legitimate or not. In the Spyro community, they have been arguing about whether Spyro 4 is going to be real or not for quite some time now. It's totally natural when you discuss with the community about hype for a potential new game, is it not? However, you should keep in mind that I said community, not exactly public. That's because Spyro 4 is more so a community discussion, but not publicly widespread as of now, meaning nobody outside of die-hard Spyro fans like me are expecting this game. So why am I afraid for this game's reveal and public reception? Well, let me take you back in time. Back in time to shortly after Activision was acquired by Microsoft. The industry was a big, booming, hot topic at the time, and the people were wondering what the fate was ahead for Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, and all of Activision's IPs, now that they were owned by Microsoft. So, the three acty IPs I'd honestly say are best known, those being Crash, Call of Duty, and Guitar Hero, ended up getting these fake AI teasers. This led to the franchise getting egged on for quite a bit. I'll never forget that clip from Video Game House. I was spammed that whole time.
Roll the windows up. What's going on? Roll the windows up, hurry! It's fucking Crash! He's broke, he's homeless, he's gonna try to ask for money. Roll the windows up.
The hate Crash ended up receiving was unfair, unwarranted, and unfortunately sullied the reputation of that franchise even more than it already was. Especially when you consider the fact that he had a crossover title in development with Spyro, and due to Crash 4 underperforming, had a lackluster live service favored in hopes to sell as much as Call of Duty did. It's genuinely a shame. Crash Bandicoot is honestly my second favorite video game franchise of all time. Right behind Spyro, for the people who are Vince's favorite game is Bendy and the Ink Machine truthers, sorry to break it to you like this. It's just an amazingly crafted platformer. Challenging but fair, wonderful and rich environments, and shoving my bias aside, Crash 4 was an incredible game, dude. A little bit bloated, but in my opinion, was nearly a perfect masterpiece of a platformer. But that didn't really matter to Activision, since from their perspective, it sold like dookie butt ass. And now with that out of the way, I hope it's enough to get a good idea for the future of Spyro here in the present, with a good idea of what might be happening. Recently, Spyro had a project leak and, by extension, a mention from Nicholas Cole, one of the artists from Reignited Trilogy, and to some, that sort of let the cat out of the bag. Rumors for the longest time have been rampant, but not exactly publicly widespread, potentially due to the fact that Spyro is more of a niche franchise in recent times. I certainly wouldn't say it's as popular as examples like Mario or Sonic or Crash. The industry doesn't care too much for franchises like Spyro, that people would rather consider dead than just be a normal dormant franchise, and the rumors of it just being from word of mouth and scuttlebutt shows that people are pretty skeptical about the legitimacy. I totally understand the skepticism, however, it can't really be ignored that Spyro is very heavily rumored to be making a comeback regardless, whether it be this year or whenever. My issue, however, lays in the idea that the consumer nor the industry will remember Spyro enough to warrant a new game. This is such a tricky topic for me to discuss because I don't want to make it sound like I'm trying to diminish anybody's hope for a new Spyro game, but I just can't help but be nervous about how it will do in the public modern age. The modern game industry is a lot more different than when Spyro first released. Games are aiming for a more cinematic feeling with over-the-shoulder camera perspective, heavily story-based, and in a gritty, realistic setting, and especially if it's open world. You can't exactly make an open world platformer anymore without it being considered a ripoff of something. I'll be honest, whether big or small, I'd just be happy getting a new Spyro game regardless, but I can't help but be picky in what I hope for the series will do going forward. As much as I do enjoy the games, they haven't exactly done anything mind-blowing to the public, but I don't think it truly needs to be overly innovative in order to be good. Guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. Anyway, time for that segment of the video where I jot down my hopes and wishes for a new Spyro game. Yeah, this video is all flip-floppy and unstructured, I know. I know I just mentioned that the game shouldn't be innovative, but I'm still pretty eager on what new thing they could bring to the table for the franchise going forward. New abilities, improved combat, and for a game about dragons, there's so many ways you can go about applying these new things we've never seen in Spyro. Maybe, I don't know. And even though I did mention the idea of Spyro going open world to be a bad thing, well, kinda, I think it would be better if it's in a smaller open world. Let me explain. Open world games sell better. Well, quite usually most of the time they do at least. Compare the units sold for Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Spider-Man, to titles like Mario 3D World, Crash 4, Sonic X Shadow Generations. I can go on and on. Of course, there's going to be overachievers whether the 3D game is open world or not. Mario in particular comes to mind as an example, which, I mean, dude, it's Mario. Why wouldn't he sell well? And if I were given the keys to this kingdom, I would have made it more like an open zone type of scale, like Sonic Frontiers. I think they handled that well in the game. I know the game is very divisive, but I think games like Mario Odyssey and Sonic Frontiers have honestly really structured how 3D platformers can evolve into open world scenarios. Well, at least in my opinion. Whatever that's worth, at least. And with Toys for Bob going independent, there's a lot of potential for what they could do with those ideas. Hopefully it won't make us go back to square one with reusing older ideas from older games, because I think I'm pretty much ready to move on from the multiple breath element gimmick, personally. It feels done to death and like a 20-year-old gameplay gimmick, and just adding it in again would make it feel very dated. Hopefully whatever they will add is something that would be worth the 8-year wait. Honestly, there's a lot of outcomes for this new potential Spyro game could go, and we have waited for a pretty damn long time, and it's okay to still be skeptical about its legitimacy. Trust me, I get it. I, for one, am scared for what could become of this game, but I can mainly only say time will tell what happens. I think I could be done flapping my lips. I think I'm done with my little nerd yapping. I don't know if I have a massive message to leave for anybody here, because I don't exactly have any reach in the Spyro community, or any community to be exact. But if I were to say only one thing about everything, it would probably just have to be temper your expectations. Go into Summer Game Fest or Xbox Showcase or whenever it's announced. It may not be either of those. With an open mind, because chances are you may just find the light at the end of the tunnel. Ladies and gentlemen, and anybody who identifies as anything else, thank you so much for watching till the end of this video. This was the first time I ever made a video covering this kind of topic, and I was kinda holding off on making it for some time now, because I honestly did not know how it was going to perform, because I still don't know. I probably will only get like 20 views. Oh well, it may not do too well because it's not mascot horror. You know, heaven forbid I talk about anything besides Freddy Fazbear. Anyways, if you'd like to hear more about this alleged Spyro game, I strongly recommend you check out Canadian Guy A's collection of Spyro 4 vids. Get a snack or a drink and give it a listen. I am gonna head out and hopefully get the Metal Runner review finished. I'm a little wishy-washy. So if you're still here and you're still listening to me yap, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time. Take care.